Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes, and we are finally back after an unplanned hiatus. We had some computer issues combined with just being swamped with my workload, so most of Season 52 went unposted. But I do want to show some of the things that happened. I think we're going to post about 3 videos from that season of matches that were particularly interesting. The footage is going to be accelerated. We'll try and go through it quickly. And then we'll be hitting Season 53, the new 3v3 season, soon after that. So look out for these videos over the next couple days while we get back on track here at this channel. And now, Grand Arena, the final match of the first week of Season 52. This is a match I want to show because we're going to do something special here. I full soloed this opponent. That's something I have always wanted to do. You need your opponent to help you with a weaker defense, but we got it. So that's a nice accomplishment. We've had several nice accomplishments this season, and that's going to culminate with our march towards Kyber 1 by the end of the season. We'll have that video up. That'll probably be the third video that I put up covering this past season. But for this match, my opponent is Hane. You can see he's a 4 GL player. Now that's pretty crazy to be this close to Kyber 1 and be going up against opponent with only 4 GLs. So it's not like I full soloed a very strong opponent. But this guy was no slouch. Like, if you have that small amount of GLs and you are winning, there's a couple things going on that are contributing to those results. One is you're a very competent player. You have a number of strengths. You also have a little bit of help from who your opponents are, and that was the case with this guy. There was no cheating or anything going on. This guy just got very lucky with a long streak of opponents who weren't really fully participating, because no one was clearing this guy, and this guy wasn't even full clearing a lot of his opponents, because he, by necessity, had to set down fairly weak defenses. So you can see GP is very small at 8. Zetas are a little low. Relics at 134 is not bad. That's a pretty good amount of relics for GLs, but it means all his relics are GL related in all likelihood. And then we have a pretty shallow roster at only 159 gear 11 plus units. Relic distribution, considering the small amount of relics, is not bad. He's got a lot of tier 5s, tier 3s, but really weak at the tier 8s and tier 9s. You can know that's going to suggest some things about his fleet. Mods are pretty good, at least with the top 25. Top 500 is weak, but considering where he's at, not bad. And Datacron participation there. You can see what GLs he's missing. None of the new ones. He has all the old GLs, and you can see the only ones I'm missing are the old ones, or the oldest ones. With the Omicron portion, he's shallow with Amis at only 15, and I've got like 31 or something, so I'm double the Omicrons on him, so he's clearly going to struggle. But with Melgus, Starkiller, like, he's got some good stuff. And then Treya, but he's got no Afra. His Swallow's not usable, and he should be using Swallow, especially because he does have Ray. So for him to have Ray and not utilizing his Swallow is a bit of a surprise. No third sister. His Qui-Gon's not really... No, you can use a Gear 11 Qui-Gon. And then no third sister, no Malicos, no Mando Bow. And you can see I've got Mando Bow unlocked and at Gear 11 with 1 Ami for this week. I think it's my first week with her. At this point, I was still rocking a Relic 5 Darth Bane, which has been perfect. I don't know how far I'm going to push him. I think I might wait until the Chron expires before I take him too much higher. He might already be at Relic 7, but I know a lot of players are going for like Relic 8, Relic 9, and I want to see how he performs without the Chron before I make any decisions like that, because you can't take relics back, and I'm just not convinced it's needed because he's good. I'll do some arena testing to get a better feel for it, but in arena right now, I'm hunting Wookiees, so I'm swimming in the higher levels, or lower levels, I guess, depending on how you're looking at it, in Squad Arena. So I'm not going to be doing any Squad Arena testing until I finish that final quest. With the characters here, You can see no echo. His gas is useless. He's got Maul unlocked, but he's not utilizing him. So really, this guy's climb is very GL dependent because he's missing a lot of major characters. And then no Kel Kestis, of course. But he does have all of Leviathan, Profundity, and Executor. Just none of them are at 7 stars. But that's a pretty strong accomplishment to have all of those fleets. You can even see there's a guy on screen at the far edge who doesn't have Leviathan. So for this guy, only 4 GLs, but have all GL fleets, that's part of the reason he has had the success that he has had. Now, as we take a look at his modding, we're not going to spend too much time here. I don't even remember how good or strong it was. Now, I think has 26, if I was counting right. His Resistance Hero is the final one. That's pretty good for how small his roster is. We're going to speed up this footage. No, we'll get through the defense, then we'll speed up the footage. I want to make sure I have given myself enough time to talk. Now, he full cleared. 1761 banners is solid. Obviously, he needed all his GLs on offense to accomplish that, and my defense could be stronger. That's still very impressive for him to be able to get that full clear. But it's a testament to the quality of a player that I consider this guy is, and that usually is the case when you have fewer GLs. You are compensating by knowing your roster. Now, we did get a few holds along the way that's reflective in the banner count, but in order for him to accomplish this, it means his defense is severely lacking. I think we got... So here's a few of the teams that he has on defense. I think I messed up the recording of some of this footage. Hopefully we can utilize this match. But you can see Sortie, Maul lead, weak Ewoks. These are things that we're not going to have trouble with. Although that Sortie team is a little funky where we got to be careful with it. Not that we could lose, but it could stop a solo. So we need to be careful in how we are considering the solos. Now at this point, I don't know if I've missed any footage because I'm not using, when I recorded this, I wasn't using my computer because I had sent it in, and the recording on this one was not great because it's a far weaker computer than what I had been working on. So the pausing was inconsistent. But we begin with Wampa Mon Mothma. We should go to the full screen, but we'll do that after this battle. And this is straightforward. I think what we should cover over the past month, what have I been... I've been mostly working. I haven't really been watching anything. I'm still behind on everything. Like, I haven't finished Invincible. I got to the final episode and I just didn't watch it. Yeah, up next, what do we got? We got Ewoks here. Ewoks, that's going to be Nest. I imagine that's what I did. I mean, it's been 3 weeks since we did this, so I don't exactly even remember how I approached this, but Nest isn't going to solo too much else, so having Nest be an Ewoks counter, that's straightforward and unexpected. Now, as I was saying, didn't finish Invincible. Fallout started was part of it, but I don't know. Didn't really sink my teeth in. I had not been watching X-Men, although I'm going to get around to it. I know everybody is loving it, and I expect I will eventually like it. I gave it like 5 minutes, and it was an adjustment, and I didn't feel like making that adjustment. Haven't finished Bad Batch yet. I still need to finish Shogun. I got 2 episodes of that one left. You can see we crushed that with Nest. Let's go big screen now. And now, this next match, are we attempting Sortie now? Or are we attempting something else? Okay, we're doing Maul. And we could do... there's a bunch of things we could do. What did I do? Is this where I did Sidious? Sith Eternal? This is where I did Bane? Well, the thing is, I know all these teams on defense are going to be weak. I just want to get through this. So it's part of the reason why this is... I don't feel as accomplished in this as some other matches where I've gone for as many solos as I can, because I was also going up against just a much weaker on average set of defensive teams. And it looks like I'm being quite indecisive because I need to figure out how I'm getting through that sortie. Yeah, this is how I'm going to approach it first. Now we're going with gas, which I think is a little interesting. But there's some logic here. One, I'm preventing revives, I'm countering a lot, and I'm landing armor shred. And I know with one Gear 11 character, I was going to very quickly eliminate the spare parts. Now we do have that annoyance with L3, but we also don't have to really rely on debuffs, so it doesn't matter. Now L3's down. Yeah, and this is going pretty well. And now with sortie here, I can utilize my armor shreds to eventually wear sortie down. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the idea. Eventually there will be enough armor shreds where all those protection up mechanics are going to be canceled out. Yeah, this next minute, what do we got? Yeah, so Maul, it's... Am I going to do Bane? It's just the... Oh, Grievous is a good idea. Yeah, because Grievous we get an AoE, and I don't really care too much about the stealth mechanics. And most of these Sith characters are weak. And there's not even full Sith. We got a Mob Enforcer in there. That's something worth talking about. So this is the type of thing that I'll see with players where they will put in a relic character over a non-relic character thinking that it's stronger. Now in this case, this wouldn't make much of a difference, but this squad would be much better with a Gear 12 Sith than Mob Enforcer. Or even a Gear 11 Sith than Mob Enforcer, because the synergies matter, and HK for that matter. HK is doing nothing. It wouldn't have changed the results in almost all cases, but the synergies are going to be stronger than the relics. The relics don't mean anything. Grievous probably would have soloed regardless, but you can see we got Geo's Karth and then something else down below. Geo's weakened Vader. That's a safe, easy solo. Yeah. So what else we cover? I've caught up on... I haven't even... We have a lot of trucks driving by, so I keep cutting myself off so I can mute the mic so we don't pick up a lot of truck sounds. Oh, and then we got Plo Koon nonsense. Like, there's a lot of nonsense on this defense. Yeah, so we're going to take Savage and take out Karth. Yeah, when I'm busy with things, what I tend to watch are things that are either familiar or brainless, so I don't need to think about it. And I've been rewatching movies that I haven't seen in like 20 years that were mediocre at the time of their release. But it's been satisfying. Like, I watched The Frighteners again, which is an early Peter Jackson movie. I think it's his first American movie. Tons of fun. Really enjoyed it when I originally saw it. Haven't seen it in years. Still enjoy it. And then things like that. Nothing notable. Although I did rewatch SLC Punk, which is a movie I adore. Which is a movie that takes place in the 80s about these two punks in Salt Lake City. And it is just a great movie. Yeah, this Plo Koon team, oh my, you could solo that with almost anything. And I'm using Maul. What I probably should have done here is try to see how terrible of a character I could have put in and still soloed this Plo Koon team. Kind of wish I did, because this isn't interesting. I could have soloed this with the other Maul, because that other Maul's awesome against Jedi, because he gets a bonus turn every time he takes out a Jedi. I should have done that. He may have been on defense, though. Then we got Finn, Gar Saxon. We got Rolo. Like, none of these are real teams. And this is, again, better to have a synergistic team than a team that just happens to have relics. There's no synergy here. The characters aren't good. They're not going to do anything. And we're just going to Sidious Kron this to death. Now, the guy does have a Shallow and a Froster, maybe he doesn't have a bunch of these options. But you did see the number of characters he had unlocked, but only at level 1. Like his Maul or his Swallow. There are teams that he could have put together that he could have utilized. Like, he could have put together like a JTR squad with Swallow and still had a race squad that he could have utilized on offense. That would have been a way to split things up. Now, this Finn squad is potentially one of the stronger teams he has on defense. There's no Zori here. You can see we just bring something strong up against it because it's one of the few teams on defense that I felt like respecting. But now we got Tarkin. And that Gar Saxon team left. Yeah, this is the same deal. Now, he does have a Relic Ugnaught, so respect for that. But these are just random Relic characters. Why do you have a Relic Zeb? You have so few relics. Why the Zeb? I mean, some of these, I guess, might be for territory battles. No, I could throw in a GL to counter some of these, but I also didn't want to use too many GLs or any. I don't think I used any. Just because these teams are so weak. At least give myself a small chance. You know what I should have done here? I should have brought in Bosk. Or was I not working on that quest at that point? At this point, I may have not been working on the Bosk the Wookiee quest. But it's just so hard to find Wookiees. I'm just hoping we get a Galactic Chase. Chase? No, Galactic Challenge. With Wookiees. So I can crush this stuff. All right, we got Executor, Profundity, and Leviathan. So we have a respectable defense, and that's probably how he's been winning a lot of these matches, is by trying to lock down Fleet. But it's also because of this quality of the defense that he set down with Fleet. Also makes it impressive how he's clearing opponents' fleets. Means he's got the right counters. Now we're going to Empire counter Leviathan. This is not always safe, but it's pretty safe. Like, I think I win 90% of the time. You got to have you have to have a pretty decent one that'll mess it up. But this is also one without full stars, so it was going to be safe. Now we bring out the Interceptor. Next turn we'll have the Chimera go off. You can focus down on the Bomber, but in some of these cases I know that I'm going to have a very weak Well, it depends, I guess, when. Yeah. I wanted to set myself up for taking out the FCI after the bomber went down. Okay. Get rid of those debuffs. Few attacks. Easy. Unfortunately, we lose the TIE defender. Defender? Yeah. Boom. Did I talk about Fallout on these videos? I'm now thinking about it, just because when Fallout came out was the beginning of this season. Maybe I didn't really talk too much about my thoughts on Fallout. I think we'll do that in the next video. I'll just summarize my feelings on Fallout. Although I think I may have. We don't have time for it now. But yeah, Profundity, do I have Leviathan? Oh, I'm going to do Profundity Mirror? Alright, great. Profundity Mirror. Got a visual glitch. But I'll talk through this because there's a particular way that I play these that it makes it more consistent. So we have this going. We get our Mass Assist with whatever that ability is called. Now we're focusing down on that guy. Now that's the first move. You put your shields back up. That does a better job of keeping your Y-Wing alive. Now, it didn't work in this case. I still lost my Y-Wing. Normally, it doesn't happen. But that is a good way to make this more consistent. Now we're going to keep going. Now we take his Y-Wing down. And we need to eliminate his Outrider pretty soon, because things are getting a little scary. We wobble to keep the Falcon alive. Biggs goes down, and now we can finally focus on the Outrider. And now I'm getting worried. Ghost is down. Yeah, nothing's really going my way, and I'm not liking it. You get that bonus turn, so I grabbed Falcon because Outrider already had a bunch of turn meter, and that helped a lot. So this was some of the worst RNG I've had in this mirror, but I was still able to fight my way out of it. But it did look pretty hairy. Now we got Executor and we got Negotiator. So we can Marauder this. And with this, we're going to go after the Razor Crest, focus down our attacks, AoE, and I'm going to do another AoE and keep going with attacks that are starting to pick apart the Razor Crest. Now there's other ways you can play this, but with how weak my opponent was, I decided to risk it this way. Get some turn meter, stealth, Anakin, get our undying loyalty. And now I need to take something out before the heal happens. So this is going poorly for me. Yeah, we're going to bomb it so that we can take out CAD. And now I'm just going to be focused on taking out Houndstooth with basics from the Marauder. Which is why I go with that mass assist, even though it didn't really help right there. Bring out Ahsoka so that the protection up goes away and Houndstooth is down. Keep Ahsoka alive and under stealth. But I think we're... Yeah, I think we're still fine. Because Razor Crest is about to go down now, and now we just have to worry about IG 2000. And this ought to do it. And there we go. One shot, full clear, full squad solo. It's something that I've wanted for quite a while. And we finally accomplished it. I wish it felt a little better and that my opponent had set down something a little bit stronger than something that I could have walked through probably with far weaker characters. But still, that's a fun thing to accomplish. We will get caught up with 2 more Grand Arena videos. There's one match that was particularly strong that I almost lost in the final week going up against a strong opponent. And that is a video I'd like to put out. And then the final match of the season, where I'm fighting for a 3-0 week and fighting for Kyber 1. That video I want to get up. Other than that, we'll have Master Qui-Gon showing up shortly, another free-to-play roster update video, and other things that I've been wanting to get out. And as soon as my computer shows up from getting repaired, we'll be doing more of those things. So thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other, everybody. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.